What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you another viewer-submitted replay. So this commentary is from basically NoJame321, guy who has sent in previous replays. A person, he has good attitudes. The enemy team saying, "Kill the communist pigs," and right here, the enemy team looks pretty even to theirs. In my opinion, his team has slightly better artillery, just simply because Tier 4 artillery, in my opinion, is definitely more important than Tier 3 artillery. But in all honesty, the teams look fairly even, but it is standard battle on fjords. Now, our friend here, driving on the bridge, I'm not too... Personally, I don't see that all that often, but I don't really play too many low-tier artillery matches. The lowest tier artillery I do have is a Tier 4, but I rarely play it. It is the Tier 4 French artillery. So our friend here, playing with his M7 Priest, basically going to make the enemy team pray for mercy. Yeah, I went there, of course. So anyway, he's apparently deciding to go into TD mode. And someone says, in America, pigs eat people. I don't necessarily believe that statement. And right off the bat, his team loses a tank, but it's nothing more than a duck, an AMX-40, and, nothing too serious. Although, given the tier of the match, I suppose it is somewhat serious. It's such a low tier match where the highest tier is Tier 5 that a Tier 4 has the potential to really help out, but at the same time, as long as you keep your Tier 5, you're good. And the enemy team losing one of their tank destroyers, KV-1 killing a Hetzer, so apparently the major battle taking place right in the center of the map right here. Getting a good solid hit on the side of that M4 tank, being a Tier 5, Tier 5 medium, basically means he doesn't have too much armor. Pretty much a guaranteed chance that he's going to hit this KV-1. For how much damage, we will see very shortly. Pretty much no damage on a direct hit, and that is how, in my opinion, how broken low tier already is. You cannot even damage a tank right beneath you, or rather one tier above you, and you're an artillery piece, and you should be able to kill it. Now, he is looking to try and get a shot on this M3 Lee, and it looks like he may get it. I'm surprised at the high firing arc of this artillery, but in general, American and Russian artillery pieces, at least in my observation, have higher firing arcs than the German, which is the artillery tree I have the most experience in. So perhaps I went the wrong artillery tree? Like I said, I'm just surprised that he can actually hit this T49, and basically that just comes down to he has a really high firing arc. Eliminating that T49, doing rather well for himself. His team apparently on the upswing, up by 2 tanks. This Churchill now in his sights. And is he going to fire blindly? Yes, he will. I would have done the same thing, getting a direct hit, but obviously not killing him. Obviously, Tier 4 artillery is quite ineffective versus Tier 5 heavy tanks. Now, will he be able to kill this? He might. It is now tracked. Can he do the necessary damage? Well, we'll never find out, will we? His team pushing the south, but losing the center. Quite unfortunate at this point. The northern pass seems to be doing rather well for itself, if not a little held up. So this KV-1 is going to be walking right into his base, and is it going to be up to him to go tank destroyer mode? I don't know, but no one's really addressing this issue. So unless his team wants to lose to being captured out, he's going to have to go back and play TD mode, which is, in my opinion, should not be the case. Okay, now we have a medium tank running all the way back to his base. He's probably going to get this kill. Yes, he will. Basically robbing that KV-1 of a kill that otherwise would have been his. But you know what? In my opinion, if you have a shot, you take it, because you never know what's going to happen. That KV-1, for all we know, could have just hit him in nothing but a track and done no damage. So the enemy team, like I was saying, now is on his team's capture and going completely unopposed. That medium tank spotting the heavy, excuse me, basically, so NoJame missing that shot, unfortunately, but the medium spotting the heavy, and the Bison really should have been focusing on it at that point. The KV-1 getting a kill right there, doing very well for himself at this point with 2 kills. NoJame has 3, and NoJame appropriately retargeting here. Definitely wants to reset this capture point, and basically stopped his team from losing by being capped out, which is very unfortunate, especially you never want to be capped out, especially if you're ahead in number of kills. It looks like, I'm not sure if that was him or not. That shell looked like it probably came from the Bison, but it's hard to say. Someone splashed him, so it's really not that important as long as he was splashed and his capture points were reset. And see, that's what I'm talking about right there, how broken lower tier artillery is. This KV-1 is only 1 tier above him, and for artillery, that should not be a factor. I mean, you see tier 6 artillery hit tier 8 and tier 9 tanks for good amounts of damage, and there he hit him for 151. Low tier artillery really seems to be completely random. You can do anywhere from like 2 damage on a direct hit to just, I really don't even know what the devs have done to lower tier artillery to the point where it doesn't work. See, 27 damage when previously he hit him for 100 something damage. It is apparently random. I know it depends on where you hit the tank, but I've nailed tanks directly in their side for no more than 10 damage like our friend recently did. And he hit him right there in his frontal armor for more damage than he hit him in his side armor. So yes, I realize that armor does mitigate a lot of the damage for HE rounds, but it seems like lower tier artillery just seems to be hard to function with. Now his team managing to actually push all the way to the cap because the enemy team basically early on got eliminated really hard on their center push, and then they kind of got bogged down by artillery. Our friend Nojame here definitely to thank for a lot of the enemy team's misfortune with 4 kills, definitely doing rather well for himself, especially as a tier 4 artillery. If you haven't gathered already, I have such a disdain for playing lower tier artillery that I can't bring myself to do it anymore. And yeah, Battle Heroes, did he get anything? Sadly not, but he did manage to hit 10 out of 15 shots, so being rather accurate for himself. And yeah, he did. He was the one who got that base defense reset, so he did get points for that. Decent amount of experience and credits. I am almost certain he is not using premium. And so with premium, he certainly would have got more, but for this low tier, yeah, he did well for himself. Anyway, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And as always, this is, wait, nope, almost forgot. If you have replay like Nojame here, send it to spanglereplays@gmail.com. Email will be in the description. And as always, this is Spang signing off.